all of my panels have been on the ground, and I hate mowing around them, so I want to move them to the carport roof. I've also been putting off adding a new panel because that would just really be more to move. I have a new rack to hold this one here, and a new one. The Harbor Freight panels that you see right there, they're going to stay down for now because they're pretty easy to move. So I bought this rack or mount, whatever you want to call it, on Amazon. It's super easy to assemble, and it's pretty sturdy too. So I made this temporary stand for this panel, but it's pretty bulky and heavy, so this panel will go on the new mount along with a brand new panel that I purchased. I got the racks mounted on the roof, and it was super hot up there. That metal got a little warm. But these three panels will be connected to the AC power side of my solar setup. To mount the racks, I used treated 2x4s as a base, and then I used some lag screws to fasten them to the roof supports or joists below. Well, after day one, I was able to get my original three panels up there mounted, and also figured out how I was going to keep all the cables nice and neat. As a side note, I don't think I ever noticed that keep out sign. Guess that makes it pretty ineffective. Tomorrow will be a busy day. Right now the panels are disconnected, so before the sun comes up tomorrow, I need to get everything up and running again. So on day two, I made that opening there for the cables for the three original panels that I had. I need to remove that vegetation there too. Obviously I got a mess of wires here. What I want to do is utilize this hole that's already there from an old cable wire and use that framing to keep everything nice and neat. I wanted to show you what I was using on the other side of those openings. These are mostly used for RVs, campers, and van roofs. They are great for keeping these cables organized and also from rubbing against any sharp edges. So now all of the panels are mounted to the racks. Three of the panels are for the AC side, and one will be helping the Harbor Freight panels on the DC side. All the cables are ran and they are kind of tucked away nice and neat. Now I won't have to constantly move them, and they won't be in danger of being hit by the mower or being tripped on or anything else. I had to make the hole just a little bit bigger, but I plan on sealing that up. I plan on doing some upgrading again in the future, so that opening is definitely going to come in handy. Now that the outside work is done, it's time to make these connections on the inside. The sun is kind of working across the sky, and I don't really want to miss out on any of that free power. I added a shelf on my solar table here. I plan on moving the batteries down to that shelf and just kind of rewiring everything and kind of cleaning everything up. I purchased a new battery for the AC power side. It's going to be needed once we move some of our living area down here to the basement level. So on the AC side here, you can see that I've cleaned up the cables quite a bit, and I was also able to connect a new battery that I purchased. Hopefully that's going to be enough storage for power for now until I expand to the main level. And then I may need some more batteries. Then on the DC side, got this new charge controller for the new solar panel that I have. If I ever expand that, it can handle more panels, and I move those smaller batteries down there to the shelf. So everything's connected now. Everything is working except for the Harbor Freight panels. Work on that tomorrow. I made some MC4 connections there, make it easy. I connected my Harbor Freight panels back to their original charge controller. They're just so much different, as far as voltage and amperage compared to the other panel that's also on the DC side. But they're all tied to the DC battery bank, so hopefully it's going to net some good results. Well, that is it for this project. The panels on the roof, I mean, they're really performing at a very high level and producing that free power that I'm going to use every day. When the grid is down, I definitely don't want to be sitting in the dark. And honestly, for what it's worth, these Harbor Freight panels, I mean, they're holding their own. At some point, I'll get them off the ground, as well. But for now, they're pretty easy to move. So don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video.